You never really think about it until the ground shakes. The chandeliers sway, the walls groan, the elevator stops midway between floors, and suddenly that dream condo you proudly call your own feels less like home and more like a question mark. Who's going to pay for this? Because when disaster strikes like earthquakes, the fine print starts to matter. Let's begin with what you don't technically own, but pay for anyway. The common areas. The columns that hold your building upright, the beams that carry its weight, the hallways that echo your hurried steps, the roof that keeps your dreams dry. These are not yours. They belong to the Condominium Corporation. And by law, under the Condominium Act, RA 4726, the corporation is responsible for maintaining and insuring those areas. But here's the catch. Not all insurance policies are created equal. Many cover fire, some cover typhoon. Very few include earthquakes. Acts of God, they call them, as if divine intervention exempts human accountability. So before you assume your building is insured, check if the master policy actually covers seismic damage. Because when the earth trembles, the only thing worse than cracked walls is shattered assumptions. Now let's step inside your door. That's your kingdom. Your floors, your walls, your built-ins, your TV that costs 3 paychecks, your fridge that hums like a faithful servant. But here's the truth. Everything within the walls is your liability. If the earthquake topples your cabinets or splits your tiles, it's not the corporation's problem. It's yours. And unless you've taken out a personal insurance rider that specifically covers earthquake damage, expect to pay out of pocket. Insurance isn't just a piece of paper, it's your second line of defense when nature decides to test the first. And what if the shaking leaves your building cracked, leaning, or condemned? Then the city engineer's office steps in, or the DPWH. They inspect, assess, and sometimes, in heartbreaking cases, declare the structure unfit for occupancy. You're forced to evacuate. Your condo corporation must file the insurance claim, coordinate the engineers, pay for repairs. But if the insurance doesn't cover it, or if the damage exceeds the coverage, the remaining costs are prorated among all unit owners. Yes, even if your unit looks perfectly fine, because in a condominium liability is communal, it's the price we pay for shared walls and shared fates. So what's the takeaway? Always verify if your building's master insurance covers acts of God, earthquakes, typhoons, floods. Get your own personal insurance for what's inside your unit. And if you're a tenant, clarify with your landlord who shoulders what. Don't wait for the ceiling to fall before you read the contract. Disasters don't discriminate between the rich and the poor, the top floor and the basement. But preparedness, that's where the difference lies. We can't stop the earth from shaking, but we can keep our financial footing steady. We cannot predict the next quake, but we can prepare for the next question. Are you covered? So before the next tremor, take a quiet moment to review your policies, know your liabilities, and make sure that when disaster strikes, you're not left with rubble, but resilience. Because in the end, the real foundation of every home isn't concrete, it's foresight. And foresight, my friends, is the only insurance that never expires. Another day, another Regal POV.